Hey, hello. Happy Sunday. It turned out quite nice though. It's 60 degrees for what it was last night. I got cold, but I'm just sitting outside. Because it is nice and lovely. I went ahead. If I would have covered up my tomato plants last night, and tonight they probably would have saved them. But I went ahead and pulled them up. I didn't cover them up last night, so they go south quick. But because it dropped down to freezing, we had two nights of freezing nights. Anyway, I was looking at the newspaper, and I saw where the Ferguson police in Missouri, that suburb of St. Louis, they're making like the newspaper people not fly over, making it a no flyover zone. So the police is getting ready to really punish the citizens, probably with more tear gas and rubber bullets and arrests because of that Darren Wilson killing that Michael Brown. And I'm so sorry for that family to have to be put through such a disrespectful police force as we have. And it just shows the lack of upbringing and the problem we have in our school system, that we're not pumping out people that have a higher comprehension level, you know. And because right now we don't have rule laws, we have chaos. You know, I don't know why it's beneficial for them to make America look so roguish and trifling because of the police department behavior and the way that they treat American citizens. And I got this from their citizens too. It's just like here, they can't figure out why the kids are so violent. It's very simple. It's been studied in the past by psychiatrists and stated that whooping and hitting your kids cause them not only to whoop and hit their kids, but think it's okay to put their hands on anybody. You get violence, because hitting is an act of violence, and it inhibits their learning. And like the schools over here, like Mitchell, I know a lot of people there in the 70s. They graduated from the schools over here, and they know what type of life they led and what choices they was left. You know what I'm saying? These schools are not leaving with any choices. You know, they're not pumping them out to educate. They're happy, you know, like in St. Louis, it's a disgrace that they would close the schools down during the daytime while the parents are at work. They don't come to riot, or not. They're not even coming to riot. Al Sharpton probably brought his little friends and was probably in and on the policemen the places. Because like you could look at Vice News and you could see that the riots and fairs, that the police were just standing back while that was happening, and it was the citizen that was stopping those people. So they was outside people. You know, for some reason, it's too much profit in failing our children. You know what I'm saying? It's too much profit, and it's just a shame that that whoever that police chief is, and he looks like he doesn't exercise, and he has a very low IQ, just listening to him, because the first thing he should have did was apologize to the Brown family, regardless if he thinks that Mike was in the wrong or whatever. But instead they wanted us to feel sorry for this policeman who's walking around and alive. You know, if you pull the trigger 7 times and you shoot someone 3 times in the head, I believe there was some time in there where you could have used your little brain and thought, hey, I don't need to, you know what I'm saying? But they have this excuses so their behavior continue, like, oh, I was adrenaline, oh, I was scared. But see, it doesn't hold weight when we use it in a court of law for even the same thing. So, so I guess the rest of the world is going to see exactly, they're already seeing, and that's why they don't want America over there in helping. They want your money. At least their leaders do. But other than that, I don't see any reason to go overseas, because we don't have the type of men anymore that could comprehend to keep their penis in their pants. And that's so very like with the Secret Service. Ever since they killed that guy in Travelers in the Clinton administration was trifling anyway. That yeah, because it was just rumored that he was just a coke fiend wanting to get a blowjob 24/7. So and that when he got off of coke, that I guess that first heart attack causes like some change behaviors. But that's just hearsay rumors. But he did have a heart attack. And what they did to the girl, like they treat like the guy like he's some type of hero. There's nothing less like when you see someone, a man like that, is like overly sexy or everything, that makes you really lose respect, and you know what I'm saying, and it does cause in manipulation for a blackmail, espionage. And another thing, please Obama, don't eat nothing that the Chinese give you when you go to Chinatown, because remember when Bush went to China and he was at that banquet and he was eating and he passed the hell out, and after he passed the hell out, things went real south. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, they was bad-mouthing Bush. They bad-mouth everything. Republicans, they get off on thinking they got a power by bad-mouthing you. But the only thing is at your age, and a lot of people in my age, we see this type of behavior in a lot of white people, and it seems like to me the more racist they are, the more attitude they have when they think that you might find out they don't know something. Because they're not going to look it up. They're not going to, you know what I'm saying, they're not going to, they're going to get their secondhand information. But anyway, I see, like, I think all the blacks and Farrakhan should go Washington, D.C., call in sick and work. Don't spend money there for a month. So, you know what I mean? Go buy your groceries in the next town over. Don't you know what I'm saying? If your tax money is going for those policemen. Oh, and like the policemen here, you know what I'm saying? Ferguson, they get all their like their weapons to fight the crime of drugs and all this. Policemen here, they can't get the paperwork done to get the money, that free money. And you could think a lot about how the Republicans, are voting and not voting and how they're doing, and you can see a direct correlation to where the money is going and where it's not going. So I think we have a bigger problem, and I think that it's a security threat, to America, because it allows outside people to see that there is a wedge to where you can manipulate the fuck out of policemen. You know what I'm saying? To do their dirt. But anyway, sometimes some of these kids right here might need a little bit extra homeschooling, and not a little, and not so much the hitting or the whooping. A little empathy, because you might just be planning to a propaganda that leads your kid down to a sad road.